Right before,
Basically.
right before the stream, Enna was like, "I'm still gonna like be here, so don't say anything like bad."
Oh yeah, I was like,
But I mean, this is not a cancel stream. This stream today is an advice stream, and we give pretty good advice, I think. Recently, this company called Anycolor keeps dropping merch, and I black out, and suddenly now my wallet is empty. I don't know how or why this is happening, but all I know is my bank account is bone dry, and my shelf is filling up with these weird acrylic stands of cringe 2D anime characters. Any advice?
you should sue any color.
Sue them? Probably
Yeah,
win.
How dare they?
Do you really need to spend money on 2D anime characters? No. Only on me.
He's leaving, so there's no point getting any more merch.
No.
from-
I'm leaving, so that means
this is old news.
this is the last time you can give me money.
This is the last time you can give me money because I might be canceled after this stream. So yeah, watch out. I might just leave the same day as Mista. So
Oh god.
if there's anybody that you should be buying, it's probably just us two.
Exactly. Anna could leave at any moment. Just
I
poof.
literally could.
I remember seeing a clip of you from a long time ago that was like, if you were to like leave, you want to open a flower shop or something.
Yeah, I was just thinking it would be more quiet.
More calm.
Yeah.
Oh, how much business does a flower shop even give?
I don't know, but I don't think I would be able to like afford it because you'd have to pay for the rent and then you'd have to set everything up.
Do people go to flower stores? I don't think I've ever been.
Are you trying to say my future dream job
I'm
has
just
no business?
I'm letting you come to your own
Besides old
conclusions. Oh, okay. Some people's mums do in the chat. Okay. You get all the MILFs. That's good then.
Yeah.
I have trouble with piling on work, plus putting people's needs and emotions before my own to the point that I feel overwhelmed and stretched thin, yet I never feel like I'm doing enough. Just wondering if you too would have advice on dealing with it.
Oh my god.
You know, first of
This
all,
is
Junster, make
really-
sure that you're not editing any shorts for me because I'm literally dying in 20 days. Less.
Okay, I understand this because
Yeah.
I do this too. I have to admit, sometimes I help people because I have so much things on my back, like problems, like burdens, I guess you could say, on my back that sometimes when I try to help someone else's problem, it makes me feel good because I might not necessarily be able to really quote unquote solve my own problems. But some problems are just there and it's not that it's not solvable, but it's just like you'll never really get like a solution to it, but you can definitely like get closure for it. It just takes a lot of time. So we all have those sort of like burdens on us. And I feel like a lot of the times I'm always putting other people's needs and emotions before my own because from my perspective is something that I can like complete, you know, like I can help make this person feel better, which is kind of like a projection of maybe I might not be able to do that for myself. But you just have to understand that that might be where it's coming from, and I recently kind of like figured that out. So you really have to like understand your boundaries because it's really great of you to do that for other people, but if you're getting really tired from it, it means that you're not tending to yourself enough, and you're gonna continue to feel this way. You might even like hold a little bit of resentment if you do it too much to like other people because it's like, oh my god, I wish like you would help me the same way I helped you, sort of thing. So hopefully you don't get to that point, but you should definitely put your own needs first. Otherwise you might like, you know, you might think a certain way towards other people that you don't ever want to think. So definitely try to like understand like where is this coming from yourself. It's definitely a internal thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think in the same way, but slightly different. I've always kind of, growing up, lived in this fantasy world that if I put everyone's needs before mine, then people will like me and like be friends with me and want to hang around me. The only thing that gives you is people taking advantage of you. I'm just gonna be honest. It is what it is. You get a one-sided friendship. You're friends with them and they keep you around because that they know you'll do something for them. And that's kind of happened to me a lot, and I'm in a position now where, I mean, I just don't give a fuck about people anymore. I don't care, man. Like, every time I hear about someone's, like, fucking, they want some needs from me, if it goes out of my way, like, it's not bad to say you can't do it. I know it feels bad, but like, if it's going to affect your mental, then it's not worth it, man. It's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Because in the end of the day, a lot of these people you talk to, you're never gonna fucking talk to them in 5-10 years anyway. So fuck it. Stop giving a fuck. You know what you are gonna talk to in 5-10 years? Your fucking brain. Because you're literally gonna be speaking in your mind every single day, listening to your own voice every single fucking day. And if that's affected, then you got fucking nothing, man. Don't let it affect you. Don't fucking let other people's like shit affect you. Obviously, if it's like, oh man, one of my friends needs comforting because they had like a bad time, like a breakup or something, like, okay, that makes sense. But if it's like, man, they want comfort for 1 to 2 weeks every single day, they need your attention. If they don't have it, they get like really sad, and then you feel bad for that, and like, that's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
That's a toxic friendship.
Yeah, that's toxic.
So basically, put yourself first.
Really put yourself first.
Even if it's not like your first thought, you need to like make it a habit. The thing is like if you're a people pleaser, you automatically have people those type of people gravitate towards you. Maybe not every single person, but like most likely most of them are gonna be people who take rather than give.
Well, that's the thing. People sense it. They can sense if you give a lot. Like, and the moment they do, it's over, bro.
I like how you're like, yeah, you're not gonna talk to these people in 5 years, and I'm just like, oh my god, you right. Bye, Mista.
You're not gonna talk to me in 1 month, bro. Fuck.
I know. But I think like for us, we don't talk ever.
Yeah.
I still, for some reason, think of you as like a pretty good friend.
I like having friends that I don't have to talk to all the time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like if we catch up once every half year or a year, I'd be like, oh my god.
That's the thing. It's always
really good
exciting.
friends.
It's exciting, but because every time we catch up, so much has happened in like our lives. So you're like, oh yeah, I went to this place, I did this. I'm like, what? You did all this? And I'm like,
yeah.
So it's
and
always
I think,
fun.
Like, because you still catch up after like a long time, it kind of shows that it's like, yeah, like you are good friends.
Yeah.
I've literally gotten in trouble. Like a lot of friends have messaged me saying that they feel upset that I don't talk to them enough.
Yeah, that happens.
Like
a
if
lot
I don't talk to them for like 2 to 3 months, I've literally gotten a Google Doc of it. It was crazy. And I feel bad because I do kind of understand that not everybody kind of does that with their friendships, but sometimes I do, like depending on the person, I guess.
I feel like that's kind of what it was at the beginning when I joined. But now I'm pretty sure, everyone in the company knows like how I act. I think they probably know how you are too. So like, no one, at least for me, really comes to my DMs all the time. And if they do, they kind of expect it. DMing me. Yeah, if they do, they expect a long like reply. But I think at the beginning, it was like, oh shit, does he hate me? I remember that being a thing.
Yeah, people think I don't like them either.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's true, but it's not true.
Hi, Mista and Enna. Trying not to go too deep into it, but 2 years ago I had a surgery that changed and saved my life, but left me with some changes in my body. It's not something a lot of people are familiar with, and I usually am very open with it because I want to help normalize and spread awareness about this kind of situation, but deep inside I'm always worried about people not accepting me or no one ever being attracted to me anymore when I tell them about it. I actually feel guilty about it too because I shouldn't be feeling that way. I should be grateful that I'm alive, right? It's like I'm being ungrateful or something. Do you have any advice to help me deal with body dysmorphia and dealing with being rejected because of this detail about my body, which will happen sooner or later?
That's a difficult one, yeah.
It is difficult.
I can relate on the fact that like you feel guilty about being ungrateful. I'm just gonna speak for myself, but I'm very privileged, you know, because I have a roof over my head, I have clothes, I have water, and I've always had that.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do in the world.
Yeah.
And when something bad happens to me, or if I'm in a difficult situation, I feel bad that the situation is happening, but also I feel bad that I feel bad in the first place because it's like, I mean, I have my necessities, so I shouldn't be complaining, right? But the thing is like, even if your situation isn't like as quote unquote worse as someone else's, you're still allowed to feel bad. Because if it makes you like uncomfortable, or if you just feel bad, then you don't have to add on to that feeling of feeling guilty or bad even more by like not allowing yourself to feel bad. because that's just unnecessary. It takes a little bit of time to kind of like adjust to that feeling, but
Yeah.
I still feel guilty when I complain about things, but you know, it's okay to do that. So I just want to put that out there. Whatever it is, it's okay to feel bad from something that makes you uncomfortable or something that makes you sad or angry. It's just
Yeah.
being human.
Yeah, I'd say with body dysmorphia, I can definitely relate. Because when I joined this company, I didn't have body dysmorphia, but like do. Probably like the first 3 months into it, I started having it.
Okay.
For a lot of probably obvious reasons, like people just getting into shit that they shouldn't, right? And my reaction to it was to be pretty extreme. I started like starving myself. I started like just looking at myself, hating the way I looked. And I started getting some really bad mindsets and shit. Because I wasn't the way that I guess people want me to be. And I've only recently started to get sort of out of this. I'm still in this, but I'd say like, just you are you. If someone doesn't accept you, then who the fuck gives a shit? You're never gonna talk to them again. You're never gonna see them again. Whatever. I get that, like, maybe if you want to get close to someone, like you want to start a relationship and you're insecure that they're not going to like accept you for who you are, maybe because of something that you're insecure about in your body. I think if you get into the position where you're close enough to where you want to date them and like they like you a lot, I don't think something like that will ever bother them as much as it bothers yourself. Because like we've kind of said before in other things, like you as yourself is the most harsh normally. Like if it's like a surgery thing, maybe it's more noticeable to people, you know, visually, maybe. I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But that has not stopped a lot of people from finding friendship, love, companionship, just enjoying their life. And I think the one thing you need to just do is try your best every day to find one thing you like about yourself. Just
Write
one.
it down.
Yeah, and write it down. And, you know, maybe the next day you're not feeling that part of yourself. You're feeling a different part. Write that down. By the end of it, you're going to look at this list and go, wait, on these different days, I've liked all these different parts of myself. So, you know, like, why can't I just like all of myself now, you know? And slowly over time, you will come to find that you don't actually care about others' opinions. You just care about your own opinion. And when you realize that, you'll slowly start to stop being so hard on yourself. Because you're the way you've written this and the way I feel, it's always like, oh, what if this other person feels this way about me? But they haven't felt that way about me yet. I'm just assuming they're going to. And beating myself up for thinking, like predicting they're going to feel that way, right? But that hasn't even happened. So don't beat yourself up for something that hasn't even happened.
Yeah. I would even say, like, you know, if you have the available resources as well, especially with like body dysmorphia, it's mostly a psychological thing, right?
Yeah.
And that can be really, really hard. Like physical things, like you can see, but psychological things you can't see. So it's sometimes very difficult to deal with a problem that you don't even know what it looks like, right? So if you do have the available resources, I would even go as far as to like actually like look up like a therapist in that field, like talk to someone. There's even probably like hopefully groups where a lot of people suffer from body dysmorphia as well. And it just helps to kind of talk it out with people who can relate and people who are in similar situations. Because the important thing about something like that, aside from sharing the same situation, is you get out of your head, you know? You don't isolate yourself thinking like, oh my god, I'm like the only one who looks like this, blah blah blah.
It feels like this.
It's really
like
important.
This.
It's really important to know that like no matter what situation you have, there's always going to be someone else who can relate on it.
Exactly.
Right? So you need to find those people to kind of like understand like, oh yeah, I really am not alone in this. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Exactly.
difficult process. And honestly, I don't have body dysmorphia, I think. But I'm probably like the average kind of insecure about my body sort of thing. I always joke about being a virgin, and it's not a joke, guys. But a big part of it that I don't really talk about is because I'm really not that comfortable with my own body. And I think like it's more common than people think. Like I think it's more common that people are uncomfortable with their bodies than people who are. So it's good to like talk about it.
Yeah, and
And
like, if you're like really socially anxious and you don't want to go outside, there's always online. There's so much resources online. This doesn't really work for everyone, but something that I have been doing is listening to. I don't know. I find it might be a little bit cringe, but I don't care. This is what I do. I listen to YouTube like inspirational videos. They're just
TED Talk,
playing.
sort of.
Not even TED Talks. It's like people playing quotes from different interviews of different like influential people giving advice back to back to back.
Motivational speakers.
Yeah, like motivational videos. And
No,
it
I
really
do the
does work.
same.
You really?
I do the same. I'll have like these weird times where I'll just like, I watched what's this, Matthew McConaughey did like
Right.
a really good like motivational speech, and I was like so inspired for like
Yeah.
3 days after that. I was like, yeah, if Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey can get here, I can too. It hypes you up, but then
Yeah.
the rest of it is on you, right? You got to do the work too.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Just take the time for yourself and try to not be so hard on yourself but not
Yeah.
instantly. Take your time.
Take the time to learn about yourself and
Yeah.
love yourself.
All right, this one is a bit more lighthearted. Love advice. So, I
yeah,
like.
that's my expert. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay. I like someone at school. Flushed emoji heart.
Ooh.
And it's been 1 year since I like him. I became his friend, but I don't really see that there is any progress between me and him. Oh. How do I riz him up, dear Lord Fox and Bird? Pre.
Oh my god, so she's in the friend zone right
Friend
now.
zone right
Okay,
now.
girl. Wait, have you ever like someone who's like your friend, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
And what did you do?
I dated them.
What the fuck? Okay, wow. So, what did you do?
Okay, this happened a few times. I'd be friends with them, I hang out with them all the time, they do everything together, and then you just kind of realize that you enjoy your time together more than with anyone else. I think it's more awkward if you say, yo, like, I have a crush on you, you know, and I really want to date you. I think that's more awkward, because if they say no, then you're like, really, you've weirded out your friendship. But if as you're getting close with them and stuff, you get close for a long time, like a year or something, and then you're like, well, you know what? Like, I feel really close to you, and like, I don't know if this is weird or anything, but have you ever considered like dating me ever, or anyone like me or whatever? That's what I've done, and then they're normally like, yeah. And then...
Normally.
I'm not saying this to flex, but I've never been rejected before.
Wow, Mista. Well, don't worry, guys. I got you. Okay.
Maybe my advice is good then.
Speaking for the uglies and for the, a little bit inadequates of the world. Yeah, I'm here for you. Okay. There's nothing wrong with being rejected. It makes you stronger. You're more powerful. Every single rejection you go through, you become better and stronger than everyone else around you. Okay.
True.
There's number one. Okay. Number two, you know what? Like Mista said, just go for it. My biggest problem was that I could never just like go for it. You know, there comes to a point where I'm just like, oh my god, they wouldn't like me, or like I would just like, hinder their life because, low-key, I hate myself. But also there will come to like some point where I'll start picking on them too. I'll be like, oh, like this person, they can't do this, they can't do that. Like, I'm gonna be miserable. You start finding all these reasons as why you shouldn't, but the biggest reason is just because I'm a posy. That's about it. So, like, if you can get through that obstacle, good for you, because then it probably will get easier.
I think it really depends a lot sometimes on how serious you want the relationship to be. Like,
True.
if you want it to be like a real serious and you're at school, I don't think that's possible most of the time. Like, this is just like a harsh reality, but I would say maybe 8 out of 10 times, any high school relationship you get into is not going to be lasting very long. Like, you get out of high school and then like it lasts like a year and you're done.
I think you start realizing that relationships are more serious once you get out of high school, like school in general, in my opinion, I think.
I like to see it as the same way as getting like a pet for the first time, right? Like, I'm not comparing people to pets or whatever, but like, yeah, like imagine a dog, right? But for both genders, I'm not trying to be weird. Imagine a dog, right? When you get a dog, some bad owners, do you know what they do? They say they want a dog, and then they get a dog, but they never prepared for it, and they don't have the facilities or time to invest into the dog, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you get into a relationship because you just have a crush on them, but you don't have the foundation in your life to warrant being in a relationship, it's going to end, and you will be sad, they will be sad, and you've done everything for nothing. And don't get into a relationship when you're not ready. I have fucking done it. Like, I know I said, like, oh my God, I never been rejected. I've been in quite a few relationships, okay? And the reason why I say that's not a flex is because they fucking ended. If you've experienced a breakup before, it's fucking bad, man. It feels like shit. And getting into too many relationships too quickly was one of my worst things. The worst thing I could ever fucking do. Don't do that, man. It sucks. I know you want to be like, man, I need someone nearby. But it's not worth it, man. It's not.
Honestly, I don't disagree with what you say, but I don't think it's not worth. Like, you are much more mature after.
I think it's only worth it. Like, it's only worth it if you acknowledge that there is a high chance that it could fail. And you're not like delusional, because if you are like that, when it does happen, you've learned something. Like, that means the next relationship you're in, you actually learned something.
Yeah.
And there's a higher chance that next one won't fail. But if you're just delusional,
you're more,
then
prepared for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just because there's so many different people in this world.
Yeah.
Some people, it takes like one really bad relationship for them to be like, oh yeah, I gotta really like, you know, make sure that I'm safe in the next one, you know my boundaries, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then for some other people, it takes like an extra 10, and you know, it sounds like the extra 10 does suck, but everybody has their own process of like getting to a point where it's just like, yeah, do I want to be in a committed serious relationship, or do I just want to kind of like play around? Either way, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just the learning process is kind of like different for everyone. It sucks to go through these things, but I wouldn't want to say that it's not worth it at all, because you always end up learning something from it.
Yeah, it's only not worth it if you like, if you're delusional about it. Like, if you... Yeah,
and usually that's a very like hardcore case, in my opinion.
I feel like a lot of people in school, they really have this mindset that their first love is going to be their last. Like, oh my god, love at first sight. I did have that, admittedly. And then it just
I kind of had that too. I think if it's your first relationship, you're gonna probably like get wishy-washy with it. I'm so glad my first relationship was not my last one, because oh my god. You know where I had my first kiss? In a hotel, like in a hotel lobby. I don't even know which hotel. It was terrible. No warning. The guy just looked both ways as if we were crossing the streets, because his mom was there. He was trying to look for if his mom was nearby, and then he just like kissed me. And then I was just like, what just fucking happened? I thought we were gonna go eat dinner. And that was my first ever kiss. I was in my head, I was like, oh, Christmas tree, lights, snowfall.
Yeah, like the romantic. Yeah.
The fucking hotel lobby that I can't remember the hotel of. Like,
yeah,
damn.
That was like the same for me, actually. Like, not in a hotel. It was, I don't know if it was worse, but it was outside a fucking chip shop. Like a fish and chip shop.
Shit.
Like,
so British.
She was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go now. Are you gonna give me a kiss? And I was like, whoa, kiss? I don't know how to fucking do that. And then like they gave me a kiss with like tongue for the first time. Like it was my first kiss and it was tongue, right? And I legitimately wanted to vomit.
Why?
Because
not brush your teeth.
It was like not a feeling I was used to, you know? I was like, oh,
not ready for it, I guess. Like,
yeah.
prepared.
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't like expecting it to be that sloppy, and you know, I didn't really do anything. I let them kiss me because I didn't know what the fuck to do.
No,
I just kind of leaned in.
You let them eat your face. That's what you did. She was, the fish and chips were not enough. She was like, damn, that was a sad lunch. Let me have seconds. Yeah, I feel better about mine. Mine was just more like a peck on the lip, and I was like, wow, damn. All right,
oh
then.
My Jesus.
I felt more joy from holding hands. I was like, oh my god, I'm holding hands with somebody.
Oh my god, holding hands for the first time, my heart raced so hard.
My hands were so sweaty.
Yes, same.
Nasty
So
as fuck. I was just like, shit. I promise you, my hands are not sweaty by default.
The thing is, my hands are one of the only places that actually do sweat a lot. So on top of like being nervous, it was just horrible.
Oh, and they also asked like, how do I raise him up? Okay, guys.
Oh.
This is something I do, okay?
Okay.
If you are a pussy, but you still want to hint that you like them without telling them, every occasion or situation that you're put in, you'll always insert like, oh yeah, maybe we should date, ha.
Oh, like you kind of.
You like this game too? Oh my god, I think we should marry each other, like tomorrow. Just kidding. Who would want to marry you? Nasty.
That's your real.
Yeah, that's how I would do. I'd be like if they enjoy a dish, I'd be like, yo, I can make this dish every day, like with my eyes closed. I can make it when I'm dead too.
I had like a really, oh my god. I know what everyone will say, but like I was the teaser. I would tease the people I liked a lot. If they like said anything to me, I'd be like, what? No. And be shy about it, but then I'd also tease them about shit. Yeah, like the Cinderella fucking bullshit. Yeah, literally like that.
Oh, you'd be like, oh my god, you're so like...
Yeah, you're so annoying. Oh my god.
The only problem is I tease a lot of my friends too the same way. So it's like you can't really tell.
I didn't. I was like only like that towards people I liked, which made it so fucking obvious.
I know that like that sort of scenario happens often, which is why I'm very good at like adjusting myself so I don't like particularly stand out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the moment people around you notice, it's when stuff starts to get ruined, actually. For me, people tried to, like, push me towards doing stuff that, like, is not comfortable. Or they'd be like, hey, do you know that this person likes you? And it's like, bro, what? Why you do that, man?
I feel like usually for guys, they would, like, more outwardly be like, oh my god, Mr. likes you, know that they will say shit like that. I've seen that happen in school. And then for girls, it's like more private. They'd be like, do you like this person? Do you like this person? You do,
really? Right? Because when I was in school, it was the opposite.
Like one of my girlfriends, like kind of got some kind of hint from me. They'll be like, you like this person, don't you? You do, right? You can tell me. I won't tell anyone. I'll be like, stop. Like, seriously, you're annoying me.
Oh god, you give me so many flashbacks, man. So this girl came up to me and was like, I think this girl likes you. Like, do you like them back? And I did, but I was like, I don't know. And they were like, well, if you ever think you do, tell me. And I didn't have anyone to tell, really. So then I remember going back that day, and then I messaged them on Facebook, because this is when Facebook was, like, really popping. It was, like, so many years ago. I think, like, 2010 or something, 2009. And I messaged them on Facebook, and I was like, hey, you know what? You were right. I was just really shy at the time. I actually really do like that girl. Do you have any advice? And then, holy fuck, it was the worst thing ever. They replied, and they were like, hi, this is... insert another girl's name from the class here. I'm using her Facebook right now. And, like, I've seen what you said, haha. And I was like, oh
This is why you must always talk to that person in face to face, you know? You never know who is behind the screen.
And then like that girl that read the message would like tease about it and be like, and kind of like ruined any chance of me wanting to be with this person. I was like, fuck this, man.
Yeah, it gets awkward. Like sometimes, like sometimes I've had moments where even if I didn't like someone, like my friends would fucking think that they're like psychic or something, but they would be completely wrong. They're like, I know you like this person. I'm just like, I'm telling you right now, I don't. Like, please don't try to like dig anything out of me. I'm like, no, you definitely do. Even if you don't know it. I've had friends like that. It's super annoying. It's just like, can you stop? Can you like just find your own love instead of like, you know, projecting onto me, please? Thank you.
Why did they even reply to you? Bro, I was like 8. Oh wait. I was like I was like a certain age that makes sense to my law.
My god. The fuck? I thought this was some high school shit. You were 8? That doesn't even matter then. The fuck? Damn.
Yeah. But it was embarrassing though.
I had a crush when I was in elementary school. And like, I had a crush on like one of these twins. They were like identical twins, right? But I could tell them apart because I liked one of them, right? And then so like, he liked me too, but like his brother would always tease him about it. And one time his brother like pantsed him in front of me. And I was just like, and he was so embarrassed that he didn't talk to me for like the next 2 weeks. But in my head, I was like, oh my god, he wears like polka dot underwear.
Oh my god.
It was so nice to me. Like, you know how we had recess in elementary school, right? So every time we had like indoor shoes and outdoor shoes. Like a lot of the kids, they kind of just like kick their shoes off, and I did that too. I was one of those kids. But he would always like put like he would arrange them like only my shoes, and I noticed that.
Oh,
so,
what?
I know, he always did it for me, and to the point where like I would do it on purpose to see if he would still do it for me, and I'd be like, oh my god, I like this.
Damn, that is pretty cute actually. Oh my god.
And then I had to like, then you know, I had to move schools, and I remember like that was my last day there, and he was just like standing literally outside the school building door, just like, you know, waving bye to me. And that was my first time feeling genuinely really upset, like in a romantic. I was like 12 or 13 or something. That was the most love drama I've ever had in my life. Like I've never had anything since. Like seriously.
That's like actual romance drama, like written.
I know. After that, like, all the men suck. I was like, bro, what happened to that like fucking twin?
Yeah, what happened to that guy? Oh my god.
I need to find him again. Hello? I used to Franklin. Just kidding.
Wait, have you ever seen like did they look like the blonde twins that are on TikTok?
Well, he was Asian. They were both Asian. So. Yeah, they were identical. Like the teachers couldn't tell them apart, but I could. I don't know why. I could just
How could you tell them?
Because I was in love.
Okay, I'd be so scared to go out with a twin. Just because I've seen so much NTR shit with like twins involved. I'm like, bruh, I ain't doing that shit.
Don't ruin my childhood with a wholesome romantic story, please. Did you ever date a twin?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think if I could easily tell them apart, but like if it's identical twin, like completely identical, one to one. Are you afraid of being
attracted to both of them physically?
No, I'm afraid that like one day one of them might be evil, like the other one that I'm not dating will be evil and pretend to be my girlfriend, and I won't notice because they're literally carbon copies, and then like completely cuck my girlfriend.
I'm not gonna lie, if you can't notice the subtle differences, then I'm gonna be like, bruh.
That's why I'm saying like carbon copy. Like if they are exactly the same,
they're never gonna be a carbon copy. It's always gonna be a little
but if they were
different.
just like twins and they have some differences, yes, I would date.
Then you need to make up like a code where like, what is the password that only my twin the twin lover knows? Like the password is
yeah.
I'm a mistake.
I've seen a lot of times. No, you know what? No, I haven't, bro. I've seen it in I've read it. Okay, I've read it in fiction NTR bullshit. So never mind. Nice.
I had so much fun, Mista. I'll miss you a lot. I'll miss collaborating with you.
Thank you. I will miss you too. Who are like the top person I watch? I don't know if you know that, but I actually
Well,
watch your
that
streams.
explains all your mental illness then.
That is true. Wow,
Yeah.
that really does explain a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, some people in my chat told me, they're like, by the way, Anna, Mista watches you the most, and you know, everybody's just like, oh my god, that's so sweet. In my head, I'm like, shit, all those people who thought Mista was cuckoo, now they have like evidence. Now everything's just gonna be, you're gonna be like, oh my god, Mista watches Anna, that makes so much sense. Now everybody's gonna think that I have like 10 times the amount of mental illness that they already think that I do. And he's like, thanks for leaving the burdens on me, guys. Yeah, I'm a little sad that you're leaving. Well, the thing is, like, I'm pretty selfish. We don't really talk and we don't really collab often. But like, when you said you were leaving, I was like, damn, I am still sad, you know? I would like to keep you here.
Yeah.
But I know that, like, you have so much to give. I know you want to do so much more. So, you know, even if I am not able to really, like, you know, appear in front of you as often as I already don't. Just know that I'll always support you wherever you are.
There's nothing stopping us from like meeting offline.
I know, yeah. I do think, like, we'll probably meet offline.
Yeah,
at least
I think
one time.
it will only really happen if like stars align, but I do think the stars will align. I do think
so too. I think the world is a lot smaller than you think.
Yes.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm gonna be like, okay, Mista, I've had enough.
Yeah,
Like,
after the first time, you're like, okay, I have my fill. Fuck
Shit.
this, bro. I'm glad you graduated. Fuck this shit.
Damn. My turn next.
She's joking, guys. She's joking. Promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Thanks for
It always
joining.
ends like this.
From the beginning to the
I'm
end.
more comfortable with Mista
Every time. It's been almost 2 years and we can't end.
Damn.
Bye, Anna. Bye.
Bye, Mista.
Bye, 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 bye. You're still here. Oh. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to this stupid fucking bird over here. Or whatever the fuck she is. I don't even know what she is, to be honest. She's like... Fuck she say to me? She mouthed something to me. She's not in Discord, so she's just... I look over here, and the moment I look over here, she starts fucking talking. I don't... Whatever. She's probably mouthing like... That's probably what she's saying right now. Anyway, make sure you guys go and subscribe to... Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Enna Alouette. She is a really cool person. She sings, she talks, she plays games, she cooks. She does a bit of everything, you know? The perfect waifu for you to spend your money on. Go check her out.